Hello, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services sales executives for our video message of the week. All right, we're continuing down this path of how do we get better professionally and personally. And today's topic is all about priorities, choosing the true priorities that you desire and really the most effective priorities. So how do we do that? Many of you might have read a book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. One item in there, in fact, it's our first point in today's message, and that is start with the end in mind. Think about that. You know, how powerful is that? How can you get somewhere? Well, you start with the end in mind. I'm here today, and I want to go there. All right? So I get specific on where that end is. You have to really be thinking about what are you trying to do? Where are you trying to go? Start with that end in mind. And again, I will say this, if it's not clear to you, it's not clear to anyone because it's your specific goal. Now, the trap that we can fall into is that even if we have the end in mind, we now slip that what we're actually doing on a day-to-day basis, our priorities, don't match with that vision of where we want to go. So if you've taken the time and you've done it right and you've started with the end in mind, we got to go to that step 2 and make sure the priorities that we commit to, okay, and that we're saying that we desire, okay, give us the outcome that we're really looking to create. They have to match together. If they don't, even though you're clear on the end, you're going in a different direction because your actual actions are taking you somewhere else, even though that you did a great job focusing on the end in mind. Now, this next point is really, really key, and it's something that I've seen happen again and again. We all have to admit that we're living our priorities. What do I mean by that is? Well, that actually what you do every day, you're basically saying those are my priorities. You know, there's an exercise that we've done in the past where you write down actually what you do in a day, and then you look at them after the fact, and I tell you, those are your priorities, and you go, oh my God, I don't want those to be my priorities, okay? Well, the fact is if you do them, you're considering them a priority because we only do our priorities. Now, here's the beautiful thing. You can always change what you do. You can change the actions that you do, which can better support what you're thinking in your mind is your true priority. But here's the message. If you're doing it, you're making it a priority. So either stop doing it and do something else, or just get clarity around that point and saying, you know what? If that's where I want to go, then this actually needs to be my priority, and I'm going to stop doing these type of things and really prioritize my time. Next point today is focus on one goal at a time. Look, I promise you this, and I need a leap of faith here, that there are powerful goals that when you focus on just one, trust me, it bleeds through so many other positives. You get so many other benefits out of it. But sometimes we're the problem. We think we have to do so much more than we have to do to be successful. And the truth of it is, if you just focus to that one area and say, you know, if I do X, I've got to, here's my end in mind, I've got to commit to X production or X activities, and I stay with it, all the other positives will come along with it too. Don't think you have to commit to 52 different items. Focus on one. And I've said this before, there is no number 2 until 1 is all the way 100% completed. And last but certainly not least, I want you to be careful of a trap that you can fall into. Sometimes we confuse our daily to-do list with our actual true priorities. Don't let that happen, okay? There's a lot of to-dos. We call that the whirlwind. There's a lot of things that can pull us in different directions, things we didn't even expect to have to do, and now we have to do them. Those are to-dos. Do not consider those priorities. Even if they were a must get done because X happened, that's okay. They're still not our priority. We choose our priorities. All right? So if something else is a must that has to get done, great. Get it done and move on. But it does not take the place of your priority. And sometimes We tell ourselves that it has to get done when really it didn't have to get done, or someone else could have done it. We just take it upon ourselves saying, no, I've got to be the one to do this. And what we end up inadvertently doing is moving away from our true priorities to end up doing a to-do list. We don't want that to happen. The whirlwind will test you. Don't fall into that trap. To-dos have to get done. Do them. But the reality of it is they never should take the place of your priorities. Have a great week, everybody. Be productive. Talk to you next week. Bye-bye.